Hi, it's Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone. This video is the June Tarotscope for the sign of Scorpio. Alright, Scorpio, so for you this month I'm using the Zombie deck. This is a really fun deck, and it has some serious overtones, but in general it's very fun, and I thought that would be a nice change of pace for you because your readings, I usually have such serious stuff going on. Now, this is week 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is your oracle card. And I may read from the guidebook a little bit just because like the Anne Stokes deck, they have really clever things that they say about the cards that are quite actually insightful about what the cards mean. So the first is the Six of Swords. So we find you at the beginning of the month thinking about moving on to something else, thinking about changing your location, changing your job, changing your house, changing your religion. You're changing something. You're moving on in something in your life, and you've made that decision previously. So before the month of June, you've made that decision to move on, and you're probably embarking on the actual move. Then we have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is somebody who is not going to give up easily. She's logical, she's smart, she's brilliant, she's been through a few things in her life, and she's just not going to, just get up and go. So if your partner is the Queen of Swords, Scorpio, meaning a yin energy, but an air sign, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, then you're going to have a hard time getting them to come along with you. Or this could be somebody that you're leaving behind, and they may not be very happy about it, and they may be telling you about that. Then we have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands says that you're starting up something new. So this move is indicating new something, new house, new job, new relationship, something. So the Queen of Wands could be the person that you're leaving behind, but you're definitely moving towards something brand new. And then you get the Star. So the Star is in the beginning of the second week is saying, you know what? I can do this on my own. I can be the star. I can be the star in my own show. I can be the person who gets the recognition and the accolades, and you're really going to enjoy that. And then the Nine of Hazards bears that out, saying, look at me. I landed in a very, very prosperous place. I landed in the place that everybody else wants to be, and I've got it going on. I've got everything that I need. I'm comfortable. I'm well off. I'm beautiful. And why should I need help from anybody else? But then we have the Devil. So for the Devil, I am going to read a little something out of the book because I think they have a pretty good interpretation here of the Devil. In a world turned upside down, no one will blame you for indulging in a couple of vices. In fact, that's exactly what the Devil wants you to do. Why bother to restore law and order when you can unwind with a few smokes? Why rescue children from orphanages when it's easier to kick back with a pint of whiskey? The answer to both questions is the same, because you're better than that. So, yes, the Devil is going to be tempting you, and this may be a new person in your new location or your new job that just thinks that, they can suck you into their vortex of blackness and evil, but you're going to rise above that. And I know that for a fact because up here is the Fool. And in fact, 3 of the 4 top cards going across the first parts of the weeks are major arcana. The Star and the Fool and the World all end up right together with each other. So I don't think that you're going to succumb to the temptations of the Devil, but it is going to be there, and it's in your reading, so you do have to watch out for it. So the Fool is saying that you're going to be embarking on something new, and this brings a more spiritual eye to it, that you are going to be jumping in with both feet to whatever this new prospect is, and it could be a little unsound. You could be making choices that are not really as well thought out as you normally are. Let me just see what their little thing says. Our hero begins his journey with a spring in his step and a healthy set of blinders, unaware of zombie claws reaching for his feet. You're bound to make plenty of mistakes in your new adventures, and I should show you the zombie claws as I read this. Unaware of the zombie claws reaching for his feet, You're bound to make plenty of mistakes in your new adventures, but your enthusiasm might be enough to carry you through a bumpy beginning. Try to pay attention to your surroundings. Are those storm clouds on the horizon? And they actually could be. There's also a vulture on top of one of the pedestals in the graveyard. Interesting. Now, the next card that comes up is the Page of Hazards, and this had an interesting read as well. I just want to refer back to it real quick because it is quite different from the usual Rider Waite thing. And this says responsible determination and new beginnings. So I think this is really good for your new journey. His arrival in the spread is a clue to a new beginning. Look for opportunities involving money or education. Just be sure you're not too shackled to your current career or material possessions. Leave yourself the opportunity to lurch in new directions. Um, so that's really great. That's really a positive card, actually. And I will show you that one too. It says the Page of Hazards is too cute to resist. Plus, he's bringing killer stock tips. Very interesting. Okay, then we have the Eight of Hazards. Now, the Eight of Hazards is a good card too. This is one that is usually the card where the guy is examining all of the things that he's built. He's the craftsman, he's analyzing everything. But in this deck, it's saying invention, ingenuity, new approach. The Eight of Hazards, I'll hold it up for you there. The Eight of Hazards demonstrates the need to think outside the pressurized expansion tank. If a current endeavor is failing or stalling, try rewiring the brain to explore new possibilities in different angles. Don't return to the same tactics over and over. Now, maybe that's where the devil is coming in because the Eight of Hazards is right next to the devil. Don't return to the same tactics over and over again. You need to put your talents and imagination to better use. So I think that you are starting something new. I think in the very first week of June, you still may be in the planning stages and just trying to get this off the ground. And the Queen of Swords, of course, is probably going to be an obstacle to that. But with the Page of Wands there, I think you're going to feel like you have to go ahead anyway. And you do, and then you get the Star and the Nine of Hazards, both connected to each other. And it's really turns out that it's a really brilliant decision that you made. The devil steps in with a little bit of temptation there. Maybe you can coast in your new position. Maybe you can use the same things that you did in your previous life. But the Eight of Hazards says, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to coast. You want to do something brand new. And both these cards, the Fool and the Page of Hazards, are both saying new, 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 new. So don't do it the old way. Scorpio, do it the new way that you've been dreaming about and thinking about for quite some time. And then we have three major arcana cards all coming up for the fourth week, which of course is really important. It means, first of all, that you have put things in motion and that there's no backing out, that they're really going to happen for you. And it also means that this is a very momentous part of your life. So the first one is the World card, which usually indicates the completion or ending of something. Now, you just had the Fool and the Star. You just started out on all this new stuff. So how could we have the World card coming up? Well, let's see what else the zombie people have to say about the World card. Lesson learned, end of a journey, completion. It's the end of a cycle as the world goes up in flames. Our two lovers are safe in their fallout shelter, ready to meet the new day and begin the fool's journey all over again. So you started the fool's journey over here, but this is saying you're going to have to start it again. Did I show you the card? I don't think I did. So the world represents the achievement of a goal or the end of a stage in your life. Where do you go from here? So it looks like very quickly in the span of 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to begin and end a particular journey. I would say really focus on the spiritual during this time, Scorpio, because it looks like you're going to be given the opportunity to burn off a lot of karma and to learn a lot of things quickly. So keep grounded, keep in touch with your higher self, keep in touch with your guides and your angels, and learn everything that you possibly can from them during this period because it's a very quick cycle. And then we have the Emperor, who is the leader, control, making order out of chaos. So the Emperor may represent an older male in your life, an authority figure, somebody who can guide you, somebody who can protect you, and you may really come to rely on this person. This may be a very important person to you. This is somebody who loves a challenge, and he's also somebody who can lay down the rules and the law very quickly so that everybody is safe. Um, so that he may be helping you get an idea about where you're going on your next phase after the World card. And then we have the Hierophant, which is truth, advice, education. And this says that the truth can be hard to swallow, especially if you're missing part of your esophagus, because this is the zombie deck. But pay attention to the messages you're receiving. Even though they may be alarming, you'll need the information to make wise choices later. And with the city under siege, there's no telling how long this reporter will stay on the air. So you've got kind of an urgency message in this whole reading that things are going to be happening very quickly for you in June, Scorpio. It's going to be a bit of a whirlwind, but or a whirlwind. I hate when people conflate words when they're using these expressions. It just drives me nuts. Anyway, a whirlwind. It's going to go very quickly in the month of June, and you want to be sort of ready for it by making choices that make sense for you, but also not hanging on to the past too tightly. Remember that going backwards and trying to use your old techniques on new things that are going on is just not going to work. So that's June, Scorpio. Really interesting that you've got so many cards that talk about new beginnings. You've got so many cards that talk about you succeeding within these new realms that you're going into. You've got cards also saying that this is the end of an era. So I feel that this whole month is going to be one phase of things that you have to go through, and then it's going to actually come to completion in the same month. Now, with the eclipses that we just went through, the final eclipse was in Scorpio. So it could be that this is all kind of a reaction to the eclipses that we just went through. So I'm not surprised actually by any of this. And the oracle card that I picked for you is from the Wisdom of Avalon by Colette Baron Reed. And the card is the Cat, Independence and Healthy Boundaries. Here's the cat. The cat reminds you of independence and to set healthy boundaries. Love with freedom. Do not look to own what you desire, for too much attachment can lead to loss. The cat lends you its power to live freely and to remember that the adventure is just beginning. Don't forget that the cat has 9 lives and always lands on its feet. It manages to get up unscathed from the fall, no matter what happens. On this leg of your journey, you will emerge safe and sound. Live freely, love without unhealthy attachment, and remember that with the cat as your companion, you may fully immerse yourself in life, for there will be many more lives to come. So, I think you're living one of the lives in this month, in the month of June, Scorpio. I just think you're doing a whole lot of living in one short space of time. And I think it's really an important time for you. You've got tons of major arcana here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So fully half the cards are major arcana. That's very unusual. I mean, last month we had a few signs that got 4 and one of them 5 major arcana, and I thought that was extraordinary. This is 6 major arcana, Scorpio, so this is big, big stuff for you. So pay attention this month. Please leave me some comments down below. Have a wonderful month of June. I know it's going to be very exciting, Scorpio, and I'll see you next time.